than things that are of temporal value. And in everything naman, not just in sexuality, not just in this area of my life, but then in other areas like in terms of greed or materialism. It's a matter of turning the eyes of your mind and the eyes of your heart somewhere else, something more endearing, and to find pleasure in other things that are of higher value and lasting value. It's a matter of choosing something over another which is of cheaper value. And I'd like to use this illustration, which I kind of used with one of the people I disciple. It's looking at the value of it. Like, if you were given a choice between McDonald's and Italianis, what would you choose? Of course, Italianis. And if cheap sex were McDonald's, and the higher value would be God, that's Italianis. And of course, you would choose that, right? Pleasure in God rather than cheap McDonald's, of course, right? So it's just the same way. It's like shifting. It's a paradigm shift. Na you turn away from the world and its values and turn to God and its values. And that's basically the core of repenting, like turning away from what the world holds valuable to God. And for me, that's one of the best ways. And it's not the easiest ways, but one thing that helps is to have that accountability with people, because you can't do it alone. You're not doing it alone. Besides the help of the Holy Spirit, you need help of fellow people who hold this also. Christians or people who value it, or whoever, as long as they value it, be accountable to each other and find strength in one another, because if you do it alone, it's almost bound to fail, right? Okay, how do I feel being celibate? Syempre, I'm happy. Do I look sad? But of course, I'm very happy. And because, again, my joy is not in those things. My joy is in Jesus Christ. And if ever, okay, there's anything that I miss from this lifestyle, it is hurting myself. And I'm not missing that. Who would miss that, right? So I'm happy. And how does it affect my lifestyle? It is a lifestyle of, choosing to find pleasure in God rather than these temporal things of the world. And it's a joy na hindi mo ma-explain, na parang, I mean, yung saya na sobrang sa core ng puso mo, yung gagaling na umaapaw na lang siya. Kasi parang you're not living for yourself anymore. You're living for someone much higher than sex, much higher than people, much higher than yourself. And I think there's nothing that would beat that. Of course, it's not easy, especially when you're bombarded by all these things. But it's the best. It's what people may call the best life ever. And of course, this is not just one area of my life that it has to be in submission with God. All areas, but I must say it's a very I have no regrets, and I'm happy about it, and I do espouse it. Ayun. Okay. Anong pananaw nila? Well, of course, parang I go with different crowds, and there was a crowd of people na syempre, I will want to say na, hindi Christian. Well, let's just say that they don't hold the same values as I do, and they don't have this kind of thing for God. But of course, it's a mockery for, parang, of course, I get my own set of mocking, and because it's not with their value, it's not the value of the world. And it doesn't matter to me, because I'm not living for them anyway. There's some people who make fun of me. Yeah,